Hi, I'm Kyle Davids here with the Northwestern Flipside News. Today, I'll be replacing Cliff Bryant, who is having laser hair removal surgery on his upper thighs. Here with me, as always, is Susan Hobbs. For today's first story, a man on a flight from D.C. to Denver was caught trying to light his shoe on fire. Fortunately for all the passengers on the flight, his foot was still in the shoe.
In sporting news, Cinderella story Butler University faced off against Duke in the NCAA basketball finals. Unfortunately, like the House of Representatives, Butler failed to please the nation.
In other sporting news, Tiger Woods has decided to return to the PGA Golf Tour, showing that he's much more faithful to the Augusta National than he is to his wife. In final sporting news, the Yukon Huskies women's basketball team has won another NCAA championship. That brings their current win streak to 78 straight games. That's one win for every fan of women's basketball.
Susan Orwell, a PhD in child psychology and frustrated mother, is seeking to alleviate the communication problems between college-age students and their parents. This problem is formally known as
the post-nurturing epochal gap.
This frequently manifests itself in the phrase, "Sorry, Mom, I gotta go." Research shows that usually the student does not actually have a place to go. Apparently, Orwell has tried to address this with her own teen daughter, only to receive the phrase, yeah, class is about to start. Sorry, Mom.
In other news, the Harvard Medical Association has made a publication on Tuesday saying that there may be a correlation between high-caloric diets and obesity.
And now in a completely unrelated news story, we go to Dick. Dick? Dick.
His name's Dick.
Thanks, Cliff. Recently, there has been much debate as to whether or not our university's founders made the correct choice in naming our school Northwestern University, with allegations of fraud, sexual promiscuity, dogfighting, public masturbation, robbery, and jaywalking, among other crimes. Was Alfred Norhwestern really that great of a guy? We've assembled a panel of experts on the college naming process tonight to discuss this issue.
I thought Alfred Norhwestern was an unbelievable man. It's appalling to me that the university still hasn't given him his own holiday. The man single-handedly drafted the Compromise of 1850. And he created sliced bread. The man was a hero.
Yes, I agree completely. You know, for me, what's most important about him is that his personal philosophy still holds so true today. You know, he was once quoted as saying, "The University of Chicago really, really, really sucks. Now and forever." You know, how he was able to say such a true statement even before the founding of the University of Chicago is amazing. As noted philosopher Immanuel Kant once said, "Damn, Alfred Norhwestern is a straight-up G."
I disagree. You know, there were so many other important men at that time that we could have named the university after. For example, Stephen Coca-Cola, Elliot Lawnmower, and even Gerald Victoria's Secret. They all really defined that era of American history.
Well, anyway, I think the main problem is with school spirit. If we named our university after a man that killed Hitler, Frederick Dance Marathon, we just have a much more tight-knit and active community.
No. Alfred Norhwestern single-handedly was the reason that the healthcare bill passed through Congress, and he was the one man to convince Harry Truman to drop the atomic bomb. The man was, in a word, a badass.
Yes, absolutely. You know, he did so much more for our school than that other guy, John G., Technological Institute, room M345.
He has done a lot more for the school than other important figures. For example, The Rock was in movies, but he was also a professional wrestler.
Well, I think the late, great Xavier Wildcat, who helped to keep Magic Johnson alive for so long, would still stand by this decision. I mean, Alfred Norhwestern was a great man, and he has done great things.
Anyone want to catch a safe ride back with me?
Absolutely not. Victor Safride was a racist.
Well, thank you tonight to our expert panel for joining us, and of course to you, the viewers at home, for tuning in. Please join us again next week when we discuss time machines made out of shower stalls, refrigerators, and your mom's cooch. back to you in the studio, Susan.
Thanks, Dick.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that segment too much.
Yeah, funny thing, I never really liked their segments.
Me neither. And now for our Big Ten focus of the week. This week's focus is the University of Minnesota.
The Minnesota athletic program has proved to be formidable recently. Although they have stolen their mascot from the 1942 set of Bambi, his name, Goldie, and he fits the very effeminate nickname, the Golden Gophers. Hey, the 1950s called. They want their sweater back.
Well, Cliff, let's not be too critical now. You too would want a sweater if you had to live in the hellhole that is Minnesota. People often criticize Northwestern for its Chicago weather, but at least it's not Canada's illegitimate son. Now, Minnesota has little more to offer than obese men, curling, and its biggest claim to fame, lakes. Congratulations, lakes. The best part about all of this is that there are actually 3 states that have more lakes than Minnesota.
Michigan, Wisconsin, and that state that elected Sarah Palin as governor. Minnesota has an unnatural obsession with things that are way too big. For example, Oldenburg Spoon, Paul Bunyan's axe, the world's largest shopping mall, and the average waist size. The list goes on and on and on. Which begs the question, with all that cold weather, what are they trying to compensate for?
And that concludes our Big Ten focus of the week. In a popular Northwestern publication, North by Northwestern, we hear that a student walked through a window at the Plaza Cafe in the library on April 6th. According to a library worker, the student stated that the glass hurt, but thankfully I didn't feel the pain. Haha, okay, get it.
In our final news story of the night, we have some very sad news. Thomas Angove, the creator of boxed wine, has died at the ripe age of 92. In honor of him, fraternities across the nation are lining up to create a very large Tour de Franzia. We invite you all to join. I'm Kyle Davids, filling in for Cliff Bryans.
And I'm Susan Hobbs. That does make your butt look fat.
You're so witty.
My butt looks
Sorry.
fine.
Just telling the truth.
Alright, we done?